Hello, everyone, and welcome to HVMP's live coverage of the Solstice Proline Season 8 finale. I'm your main commentator, Dylan Livingood, alongside David Kerkorian here, and we're going to bring you all the action here. We got a tight points battle here, between Josh Chin and Ryan Williams. Drivers are getting situated in queue right now. Um, which will give us a few moments to talk about the race. Um, DK, you're a previous racer in this series, and I take it you've raced against both Ryan and Chin. Is there going to be any indication? I know both of them are really strong a mile and a half. Is there going to be any indication of how this race is going to turn out here and how it's going to affect the points?
Really, it's just going to depend on if we get a long run or not because the track we're running tonight has quite a bit of tire wear in it where we fall off to about a second to a second and a half. And whoever ends up having the best tire wear throughout the run is more than likely going to come away with the championship.
Now, who do you think is going to be a little bit more conservative on these long runs, if we're going to have these long runs? Because both of these drivers who are competing for the top spot in the championship here, they are, some of the best uh, in NR 2003 right now. I don't mean to brag or anything, but, these guys are, the cream of the crop. Uh, who's going to have the advantage here in this race?
I really don't think there's going to be a clear-cut advantage. They're both really good on mile and a half tracks. They both know how to back off and save their stuff.
So do you think it's going to be a track position game here, or do you think it'll just be an all-out brawl at the end?
Maybe towards the end of the race we'll have track position, but you can pass here at Atlanta, so track position really isn't all that much. And if you end up having the long run, if you have better tires, you'll just end up going around them anyway.
Now, for you people who haven't been keeping up on these races, either on the Facebook or I believe they were broadcast by another broadcasting team earlier in the season, here's a quick season in review here, so you can see the progression throughout the championship here and what this championship battle has really turned into. All right, well, there you have it. Both of these drivers, again, very competitive. Both of them want to win this thing really bad. There's a lot on the table this race, and we might just see some tempers flare. You never know what's going to happen at the end of these races, but we guarantee it'll be an exciting race to watch. DK, any last points you have before we start checking out happy hour here?
Just pay attention to probably about the first 20, 30 laps of the race because that'll probably give you all a pretty good indicator of who will probably end up being up front when the time is right.
Now, one interesting point to bring up here, we know Josh Chin does the iRacing thing. Is that going to affect him at all? I mean, yourself being an iRacer, do you notice any, differences from running iRacing all the time and then coming back over here?
Well, there's obviously some clear differences, but there are some people like me and maybe even Chin that after a while, going back and forth between the sims, you kind of get used to it.
Is there, I mean, definitely the cars, handle a little bit differently. Might there be some rookie mistakes made by Chin? Does Ryan have the upper hand by, you know, sticking mainly to NR?
I wouldn't anticipate that. The only mistakes you'll probably see on track is just some hard racing.
Now, another thing that should be addressed is pit strategy. Do you take two? Do you take four? Is pit strategy even going to be a factor in this race, DK?
The only time I will anticipate pit strategy is if we end up becoming, if we get a fuel mileage race. Maybe if we get a 5-10 lap run, we might see somebody go for 2 tires. But at a track like this, with how the tire wears, taking right side tires, you'll be loose for a little while, and that might not be good. I would anticipate pretty much maybe every 5-10 lap run we get with a yellow around there, everyone will probably come in for 4 tires.
All right, well there you have it, and I think we're about ready to switch over to happy hour here as we have a huge wreck on the backstretch. Hopefully we won't be seeing any of that during the race. And I know I might be behind the times here, but I'm trying to get to our page here on my other machine so I can interact with you, the viewers. But my internet sucks because Comcast sucks. DK, what internet provider do you have? And does that affect you at all during races? No, I don't want to go turbo.
Now we got AT&T, but hell, at this point it's not much better.
Definitely two of the... I don't even know what you want to call it. Because our page isn't even loading right. Aha, here it is. Where's my viewers at? Someone pry your dead fingers off your whatever you're doing right now and put them on your keyboard. Type to me in chat. You see Ryan Williams with that Hauveline skiing. That's going to be a hard one to say tonight. Looks like we got a shout out for Big Evil Racing. Let's see Chad Michaels. Chad Michaels getting onto the track here. Getting a little bit sideways. See puffing the tires. Is that going to be a factor? If we do have green flag pit stops, what driver do you think out of Ryan and Chin is going to have the advantage getting, in and out? Because obviously, you saw the Cup Series last year in real life. Uh, we saw all that unfolded. I believe it was Chicagoland. Um, that was a huge part in that race, and that Brad Keselowski got a lot of points out of that. Could that happen tonight?
It very possibly could happen, and my money on that would probably be with Chin, because I know over the years, when Race Sierra was still up and around, we got a lot of pit practice in at Open Speedway, and both of us are really good at getting the most out of pit road entry, so my money would be on Chin for this one.
As you see both Chin and Ryan practicing their pit stops along with Caleb Paul and the 41. Oh, as Caleb murders the pit road wall. And there you see a very clean pit stop by both Josh Chin and Ryan Williams. It's these drivers trying to get every last minute practice they can before the big race here. And I can't stress it enough. We are tied here for the points lead. After this race, someone has to come out on top, whether it's based on stats, whether it's based on actual finishing position in this race. Someone's going to come out a winner. There's no sharing the title here in this series, I don't think. So you see Caleb Paul getting loose in that 7-Eleven machine. I believe he's another one of those cars that just came out of pit road, so you guys can see that, we're going to have, a treacherous situation on our hands as we're going 3 wide here in practice, in happy hour, not getting LePage by Ryan Williams because he's your points leader and he knows better than that. Josh Chin sticking his nose, maybe getting some practice in for going through the field. Bad pit position maybe.
And pay attention to this because once we get laps on the tires, even on first or second lap of the restart, this will more than likely be what you see as far as the normal racing goes.
And by the way, this might be debatable whether it's the cream of the crop of the community here, but it's definitely the cream of the crop of Solstice here. These are your top drivers. They have earned their spot to race in this series. So all these drivers experienced either at the game or at Solstice itself. A lot of these guys have been doing it for years. I forget the exact number on how long Solstice has been going, but I think it's been around 4 years now. So a lot of these guys have a lot of experience playing this game.
Probably around 08, if I remember right.
If my math is correct, which it never is, it's almost going to be pushing 5 years if it hasn't pushed 5 years already.
It is around 5 years because that was around when I got in trouble with CRI.
CRI, a bad name for a couple of these drivers around here. As we're going to race. Well, everyone, now might be the time to take a piss or shit. Get ready to sit down because you're not going to want to get off that seat.
One thing I did just think of while we were in happy hour, a couple weeks ago I ran Chin's car at Homestead for his one sub year because Chin was going out and having fun in Indy for the 500. I noticed Ryan did all he could to try to lead the most laps at Homestead. So I could anticipate you could see Ryan getting really aggressive really early and trying to get that extra bonus point to leading the most laps to try to get the edge on Chin.
And as we see here, let me pull up our... Actually, I don't know if this is...
For today's command, Bobby Allison. Gentlemen, start your engines.
That's ironic that Bobby Allison is doing the the gentlemen start your engines. Nonetheless, it'll be interesting. I believe we're going to have one lap here to get the cars in formation after... or is this it, DK?
I think this is it if I remember right. The only time they swapped is during the Green Hills Daytona when we had all the dual races.
And yes, you guys might be wondering why the Chev TV logo keeps streaming by. That'll be fixed for our next broadcast, hopefully, that we do. It's supposed to be fixed today, but things got Missed, but no harm, no foul. We're going to bring you awesome racing anyways. But a big shout out to Ian Plash at Chev TV. Those guys do an awesome job.
Here we go.
Here's the moment you've all been waiting for. Green flag getting ready to be unfurled. Green flag, and I'd say boogity, 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 but that'd be
We got a
too
wreck already.
cliche. And wreck in the back.
Adam Simons and Jarrett Stewart.
Not sure if that's going to bring out a yellow or not. I believe it will since it was a
Caution's
two-car incident. Indeed, the caution's out. Let's see if we can get you what happened here. As I have a feeling a couple of drivers may have spun their tires, used up a little bit too much on the start here. Not like these drivers to bring out an accident this quick, but stuff happens. Let's see. This car is getting shuffled around here in the start, and a little bit of contact being made, and just nowhere for Jarrett Stewart to go. And that's going to bring out your first caution.
Yeah, the 41 of Corey Spencer tried anticipating and start a little bit too much and shoved the 08 of Simons up out of the up into another lane there, and when Adam got on the throttle, he just spun the tires and went straight for the infield, and there's nowhere for the 4 to go. Very minor contact though, so I think they'll both be fine.
And there you see Jarrett Stewart at the back of the field here, along with some other drivers here. See, a driver we don't talk about much, Dan McKay. Thoughts? Is he going to start in Park, DK, or think he'll keep it on track for the whole race?
Well, the fact that it's got logos on it, there apparently is now a 1% chance he might not start in Park.
There
But
might
this is Dan we're talking about.
be some sponsorship ties to staying in the race, maybe some perks, maybe some ladies after the race. You never know. It's Dan. He'll probably park. There you see Chris West getting some fresh Goodyears, along with Adam Simons and Jarrett Stewart. Both a very wise idea after taking a little bit of a tumble there in the front straightaway. Jeffrey Stanton on pit road.
I don't see a reason the 71 and the 61 really needed to come in. We barely got 100 yards of racing, and if that, no only reason they'd be coming in is for splash of fuel.
And you never know, maybe that splash of fuel might just be enough. I think we, well, not all of us, but me and you definitely remember the TRT the Berlin race that was decided by fuel strategy, and you know, you guys had to pit later on in the run, and I just ducked down really fast on pit road, and that's what won me the race. Maybe, I mean, it's early on, but these guys might get on a different cycle than these guys up front. As are we green? Oh, we're green already. Hello. Oh, Josh
Oh,
Chin getting sideways. He's going to be able to save it. That's going to open up the door for, I believe it's Jeremy Stanley. Jeremy Stanley drag racing the 93 down into turn 3. Caleb Paul right on Jeremy Stanley's bumper along with Chad Mikos. Jeremy Stanley not going to let anyone have it easy, and he's going to try to take that spot away from Chin. He goes low. He's going to be on the inside going
I
into
don't
turn
blame
1.
him. Like, we almost wrecked you trying to.
and meanwhile,
slow
Ryan has taken the
down.
lead at the line. We got one on the wall as well. Ryan's got that bonus point for the championship, and my calculations should be ahead by, I think, 3 or 4 points now.
And that was your in-race reporter there, Caleb Paul, talking about how tight that was. That was tighter than... Well, I'm not going to go there. So you see Ryan Williams getting them bonus points early on in the race. That's Jack Strosky. Jack Strosky, another one of those guys. He's not going to let anyone have it easy. So Ryan maybe working his way up to the front here, building himself a nice little buffer here with the 10 of Jack Strosky.
We have a caution on the back.
Caution in the back, caution in the back. Who is it, who is it?
The 55 and the 14.
Oh, hard, heavy damage on the 55. He's going to be limping around here. Car's smoking and everything. That car is blowing out more smoke than my uncle on his 5th pack of cigarettes.
As Brian Schoenberg would say, Michael Desroches is smoking a huge cigarette right now.
And let's see why he's smoking huge cigarettes here. Because smoking's always bad for you, and especially in this situation.
Michael, he just got loose up against the outside. Well, actually, he got wall stuck and turned it down and spun him out. And Dan had really nowhere to go, just kept coming down right into him.
And here's the replay for you guys. There you see the contact with the wall, almost hitting Jeffrey Stanton, and coming back right down in front of Dan McKay. And that's going to be hard contact in the inside wall. And looks like both drivers' days might be done as we see Dan Park.
He did have a good bit of right side damage, right side damage after that.
That's definitely not what you want to do if you want to keep those sponsors on the car.
Pit stops, we've got to take her onto the 28 on 2 tires. As looks like everyone else is taking 4 tires here. Back to what I mentioned earlier, we had a car hit the wall on the 2nd or 3rd lap back under green. That was the 25 car of Chad Micas. The 60 car of Jeremy Stanley got a little bit squirrely and Chad was up there and Chad pancaked the wall. Right side looks good now though.
There you see Josh Chin leading his 1 lap, getting some bonus points. Then he's going to duck it back down for a little bit more fuel. Let's see, maybe if we could dial up Caleb Paul here. Caleb Paul is still living in the booth. You got a copy?
Got a copy.
Now we saw you racing a nice little race there, really tight racing. Are we going to see that later in the run, and how is that going to affect Josh Chin now that he's ducking down pit road here, when to go?
I have a feeling it probably will be a lot better actually when the tires wear off. It'll be more passing, more racing, and Josh Chin took kind of a risk but eliminated that bonus point factor. So we'll see what happens.
And then we're now equal with bonus points at the moment, as long as Ryan doesn't lead too many more laps. What's going to be your strategy here in the restart?
I'm probably just going to hang back here, Ryan, maybe get around Jack. If not, I'm just going to fall in behind Jack and just stay third probably for a little while.
All right, we'll let you get back to what you do best. Green flag back in the air. There you see the 28 gets a nice 1 car length lead. Jack
Watch out for
Strosky
turn
right
1.
there. Oh, and there's going to be drivers sending it in everywhere. Oh, they're 2 wide. They're wanting to go 3 wide off the turn. A couple of drivers not getting the momentum, not getting the power down off the turn. There you see Caleb Paul battling side by side with Jack Strosky. Maybe he's not laying back like he said he would.
3 wide for about 6. G5.
That's Josh Chin flying back up through the field. Oh, and Jack Strosky's around. Josh Chin's going to hit him hard.
That's going to do it. Chin is smoking.
And that's going to be a deciding factor here in the championship battle. You heard DK right. Josh Chin is smoking. Smoking a huge cigarette. And that's a tough break all around here. Let's see if can see what happened. Definitely.
The 10 got loose, and just the 80 car of Caleb finished them off.
Here we look from the roof cam. That's some heavy contact. Whenever cars go upside down, you know that's a hard hit. And there you see all sorts of smoke. And as long as Ryan can play this race smart, he'll have it. Not sure if Chin's gonna stay out or what the deal's gonna be. Looks like Chin's staying out at the moment.
If they can fix it and get him going, he'll definitely be underpowered. But it's something. If he can keep going, it's worth at least trying to finish.
There you see not too much visual damage. It's hard to tell with this mod as we have a lot of takers on pit road here. Everybody on pit road. Josh Chin definitely on pit road. He's got to get all that damage fixed. And a couple of guys who haven't been taking tires getting a chance to take some tires here.
We will find out within seconds here whether or not Chin will be done or not. And the tires are up. They can fix it.
Now it all depends on how much damage they can fix, whether or not he'll be competitive or not.
No way.
Let's see if
You're
we can dial up our in-race reporter here as we watch this battle off of, well, not really. Caleb Paul, you were pretty close to that. What'd you see from your view? Caleb Paul, it's Dylan living in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, hold on.
A little bit busy there.
I couldn't really do much about it there. I don't know if he's commentating, but yeah, Jack slowed up just because he was trying to save his car and I had no time to react because I was already on him and kind of started a melee back there. I didn't get much damage, but some of the people back there got hit pretty hard, and looks like Chin's probably gonna be creeping around here.
Now, was there any contact between the two of you?
Yeah, I hit him. It's what actually turned him because he hit the brakes while he was trying to save the spin. And that's what eventually ended up him being turned, was me hitting him.
Roger that. Knowing that Ryan Williams might have this locked up in the bag here, are you going to be racing him any differently than you have been? We saw you get pretty aggressive on that restart there.
Let's go race him. I'll race everybody else.
Alright, well, best of luck to you. And,
I didn't actually cause the accident though. Like, he slowed up in front of me. I had nowhere to go.
yeah, just one of those racing deals.
I was dropped to the back. That makes you happy.
Green flag back in the air. Ryan Williams off to a charging start here. There you see Corey Spencer up here. Corey Spencer has been someone creeping outside of the top 5 here. A little bit of positioning on pit road here has let him inherit that second spot here as we got a battle behind him. 60 of Jeremy Stanley and 25 of Chad Mycos underneath the 9 and the 4. The 33 sticking his nose in there. They're all going to settle it out coming out of turn 4. Oh, is the 33's warping? He's side by side all over the place. We see smoke up in front. That's Corey Spencer. Corey Spencer gets loose and he's going to drop 2 positions. He might drop a third to Nick Baker here. Oh no, 33 looking and diving his nose inside. They're going to be side by side coming off the turn. The 4 is going to stick his nose in there. Corey Spencer is going to drop a number of positions here.
You know, 28 is already checked out by a second and a half.
You heard it right. That is the gap. Oh, as we got a spinner in the back. I
One
believe
car.
no caution. Second
We'll
place.
give a comparison this time at the line. The leader Ryan Williams hit a 30.57 that lap, and for how much Chin was smoking and how hard he hit, he's only a half second off the pace right now.
And this race isn't over until it's over, folks. You know, still a lot of racing to be had. We're only on lap 18 and 98.
Not exactly. If anything is a better room.
I'm not sure if that whisper was for us or not.
Probably just team communications.
Always interesting when you get a inside listen as to what's going on between the drivers here. So you see the field is pretty much settled out right now.
And now that Chin's gotten out of the draft, he's way off the pace. Now he's dropped from about a half second to a little over a full second off pace.
His best lap is a 33.35, and that last lap was a 31.962. He's got to pick up the pace, because if this run ends up going too much longer, he's going to end up being in danger of falling a lap down, and that would be devastating. I mean, he would get the lucky dog, but still, you never want to go a lap down.
The problem is with all the damage he had to have repaired because of the crash, that motor is a ticking time bomb. It could go any second now without any warning.
There you see almost side-by-side battle there between the 35 of Chad Michaels and the 33 Aaron Johnson. Not sure what the sponsor is on that number 25 machine. Sure does look interesting. Let's see if we can... Oh, no, I can't read it. He's going too fast.
I believe it's Snack Wars.
He's going so fast, he's blurring the graphics off the thing. Oh, as he's getting right up on the back bumper of the 4, he's going to shove him out of the way. They're going to be side by side going down into turn 1. 4's got a little bit more motor. He was able to clear him, but Chad is going to be able to drive underneath him. They're making contact again. That's going to send the 4 car up into the wall. No harm, no foul. They're going to settle it back out.
That basically just cleared himself right there.
So you see Ryan Williams, the man to beat right now. He is way the hell out there. As we have maybe a possible spin in the back.
It's the 08 again.
There you saw the margin right there.
Actually, I don't see the 93 on track.
Let's look here. 93, Josh Chin has indeed retired or fallen out of the race server. Not sure which one.
Oh, he spun it. Oh, I remember what I mentioned a few laps ago. That motor's a ticking time bomb. It just went.
Let's see if we can get you guys a replay of that.
that will be it. Ryan Williams, unless, as far as I can know, there's nothing with third in points. Ryan Williams will be our Proline Cup champion this season.
And that was the smoke that we saw. And unfortunate his season's done. And, well, better luck next time, next season. Just, one of those deals, we told you anything could happen, and that's what happens when anything can happen. So Ryan Williams, unless some miraculous thing happens, like Jesus comes back to life or something, I think he's going to have it. Don't believe any post-race penalties can be assessed here, or how severe they would be.
Something very drastic would have to happen for that to actually happen. Even if Ryan has a huge crash, it's over unless something, like with the administration, he gets in trouble or something, which won't happen.
There you see Caleb Paul running a strong second here. Possibly closing the gap here.
Almost 3/10 faster. Ryan probably pushed those tires a little bit too hard early in that run. As I mentioned in Happy Hour, he's going to probably want to lead the most laps, but since the 93 is now retired, that's basically a misnomer at this point.
Pretty much anything can happen to Ryan, and he's still got the championship locked up, but it definitely would be nice to cap it off with a victory. But Caleb Paul hasn't won in a long time in this series, I believe. He's going to be hungry for this, as he's definitely the next in line to beat here. Running second the majority of the race.
Now, it would be nice to cap off the season, a championship season, with a victory. However, now that they know that the 93 is out and nothing will affect the championship for the 28, they're going to race him a hell of a lot harder now.
Definitely something a lot of these drivers were thinking about, walking on eggshells around these two championship contenders, but now everything's thrown out the window. It's not about the championship. It's not about points anymore. I mean, points might be decided, from second on back, but it's not going to be for the championship here. So these drivers are going to be racing balls to the wall here to try to catch this 28. You see the 28 is getting his lead eaten up by Caleb.
It's not the 2/10 we saw a few laps ago. It's mere hundreds at this point. 31:12 to, actually Caleb was a little slower that time, but they're starting to kind of even out a little bit.
So that last lap was a 31.273 by Ryan Williams and a 31.144. Caleb Paul, the faster driver.
Oh, as it turns out, I wasn't on live. Whoops.
As we have 15, count them, 14. Well, whoever just stopped watching the broadcast sucks. But we had, I think, 17 viewers at one time. Got to give a shout out to the viewers. You guys are the audience. You guys are what makes it.
Alright, one car to watch. Don't know how far we are into the run, but whoa. That 71 car, Chris Wetz, he's really far back, and we now know why. He was really saving his tires. 09 that last lap. Actually, they circled a lap, and we've got a battle for the lead here soon. 28 hit a 3, the 80 hit a 12, the 71 hit a 65. I think that was the help of the 08 getting around him on fresh tires.
We got a couple of favorites to win this race, one of them being Jimmy Johnson. And, DK, I would have picked Danica, but it looks like Caleb Paul's going to make a huge run into turn one. He's going to be side by side trying to take that lead position away. He's going to back out of it. He's not going to let him have it easy.
That bottom line will be really hard to make a pass on, but I think Caleb will probably get it done with the better tires right now.
And that might open up the door for your third place driver. If we could find him, Jeremy Stanley, he's kind of far back. So the show continues to be between the 28 and the 80.
33 on pit road for tires. 25 is also coming in. Actually, the 33 just retired. Caleb's a hell of a lot closer now than he was a lap or so ago. There he
Ryan
goes.
Williams almost up into the wall. That's going to pave the way for the 88 Caleb Paul here.
I don't remember what pit frequency Solstice runs, but if I remember right, 2x, which should mean we're due for green flag stops anytime now.
Green flag pit stops no matter what league you're in, or whether it's virtual or real life, they're always treacherous, and be interesting to see if we can keep it green here, as we have confirmation from the Shermanator that it is 2x, so we will be looking forward to some green flag stops here. As Caleb Paul trying to stretch that lead out. And he's doing it.
Yeah. That lead's only going to get bigger until we actually have green flag pit stops, though. Once again, we seem to have stabilized for now as far as the gap.
And we are on lap 39 and 98. I don't know, you can do the math. I think that's about 60 laps to go or something like that. As my grammar is being made fun of. Not sure if it's my grammar or someone else's grammar. But if it's my grammar, you can shove it. You can shove that English for Dummies up your... Not gonna go there.
Whoa. Third place car in for 4 tires here. It's only going to be a matter of time before the 28 and the 80 have to come in for tires.
So there we saw the 60 on pit road taking 4 tires. Don't think too many people are going to consider taking 2 after this run. This run's really been a ball buster on these tires. That's not sure how it's going to sort out after this run here, but it definitely looked like the 28 was the favorable on fresh tires.
Favorable on fresh tires because he went ahead and pushed it early in the run.
Not sure if we're going to see that same push now that he knows that he might have pushed a little bit too hard, too early. Not sure if we're going to get another green flag run like this, as we're just under 60 laps to go here. Coming around to take lap 43 and 98.
Though he is coming back a little bit on Caleb. Seems like that car's gotten tight all of a sudden.
There he is. He's there. He's inside. He's going to be able to make it stick. They're going to be side by side coming out of the corner, and they're going to drag race down the back stretch. Caleb not able to clear him. They're still side by side, getting really close to that wall. Caleb's going to try the crossover move. He's going to be low going into turn 1. Oh, they're close.
Oh.
Hopefully no one slips as they're doing this. These tires are... Oh, they make contact. They touch going down the back straightaway. These guys aren't going to let the other have it easy at all.
I know they're not up to this point yet where they're doing it in the corners, but whoever's on the bottom may indeed need to enforce rule number 1, you pinch, you pay, if it comes down to that toward the end of the race.
As we saw a lot of pinching the last time by going down the back straightaway. Definitely, enough room on this racetrack to race side by side cleanly, but hell, when you're going for the lead, why would you? So we're going to simmer back down. Let's go through the field. Your leader is Caleb Paul. He's got a slight advantage over Ryan Williams in second. That's not Ryan, that's Ryan. Let's see. Hard to find your third place car. Your third place car is Chris Wetz. I believe all your other drivers have pitted. Fourth place is Nick Baker coming off pit road. There you see Chad Mikos in seventh. Corey Spencer coming off pit road in fifth. Your two leaders of Caleb Paul and Ryan Williams. Adam Simons there limping around. A couple laps off the pace here. So you see he's having quite a bit of connection issues. That was pretty cool to watch him drive straight through the backstretch wall. Jarrett Stewart limping around in eighth. I believe that's our field right now. Your two that haven't pitted yet, Caleb Paul and Ryan Williams. And each lap that they stay out, they're burning their tires and the others are catching up. So these guys definitely got to consider coming to pit road soon. They had a hell of a lead going into this, but I don't know if it's going to be worth burning all that up just to race each other this hard for the lead. Someone's got to go down pit road.
I don't think so.
We discussed a huge fall off. Not sure if these guys can make it to the end or not. The way they have their fuel set up. Or on tires, that matter.
Not necessarily make it to the end, but I'm thinking make it on one more stop.
There you have it, a couple of these guys. Oh, as we see the 80 duck down pit road, Ryan Williams is going to follow in right behind him. They're going to be nose to tail coming in.
Now it's just keep an eye on the 60 here, because unless something really weird happens, he will come out as the leader in a pretty big lead along with that. But he'll have about 15 or so laps on his tires, so they'll go ahead and suck him up pretty quick. I'm gonna guess a look here at how long that run was.
That was a pretty significant run. I'm no mathematician or a statistician. I don't even know if that's a word. I'm not one of those either.
Lap 12 coming in 13, they came in to the pits, and they restarted the race on lap 15. So they went 35 laps on fuel, and we're at 48 to go. I don't think they're going to make it on one stop unless someone starts really saving fuel.
There you see the cars with the fresh rubbers on them, the 80 and the 28. Let's see where they cycle back around.
They're almost a half a lap down.
That would be correct. Caleb assumes third position. Ryan assumes fourth position. Not to be confused with bases.
If they can't make it on one stop, I'll be very interested to see how quickly the 80 and the 28 can catch up to the 60.
And that 60 pulling out to a ginormous lead. That's always a good reminder to always change your rubbers if you're using them for extended periods of time. Or else this will happen. Some other guy will run away with it all. So you see that pink, blue, and white machine cruising out front like it's a Saturday drive. He might have to make another pit stop though. keep
That
your eye
last
on that.
time by, the 60 hit a 31.149. Second place hit his best lap of the race at a 30.10, and the 28 hit a 30.47. A little bit off right now, but I'm pretty sure he's probably conserving the tires right now, maybe even a little fuel.
There you see the 80 of Caleb Paul really driving the wheels off that thing. Not sure if he's going to make the same mistake. I know if anyone should have learned from what Ryan did, it should be Caleb. Because we saw how fast he caught up, and I mean that's huge right there, is saving your tires. And I think they kind of realized that they goofed here, as they're 9.781 seconds there you see in the ticker, and 10.981 seconds behind your leader.
They chopped off near second that lap, so I think given about 8 laps, they'll catch him. Stanley, I think, will just be good to make it on one stop here. I could see, and probably will happen, once the 28 and the 80 catch up to Stanley, he will probably come in for his final stop.
Here you see the 08 coming down yet again for more tires. These cars do not have a limit as to how many sets of tires that they can have, so he's using whatever he can. Hopefully Goodyear's footing the bill on this one. So there's your leader, Jeremy Stanley. Quite a huge gap. There's someone we haven't been talking about too often here. Chad Michaels. We saw him get in the wall a little bit earlier. And you see quite a little bit of right side damage. He might have gotten in the wall a little bit harder than what we saw earlier, and that's what's keeping him from being on the pace. Currently running in the 7th position. Corey Spencer, he saw a little bit of fame by running up front early on and then getting loose and falling back. He's going to assume the 6th position. As let's take a look at this pace car here really fast. That is a Dodge Charger. It's a pursuit vehicle. It says Sheriff on the hood. I wouldn't want to screw with that. Now back to the action. So we see Adam Simons possibly starting parking. Where is he going? He's going past the media center. There he goes. He's going past Victory Lane. He ain't going to Victory Lane. Not sure where he's going. He's going to come back through an opening in the fence here. And he might park it behind one of these Sprint Cup trailers. He's just going to be all over the place here. That's going to make me dizzy watching that.
Anyway, we're down to 4.1 seconds, the gap between the 60 and the 80.
Let's see if we can go to a wider shot here. Cars still not in frame here. Actually, I believe that might be the 88 Caleb Paul getting around the lap car. Chad Michaels. That is the gap. That's more than the, 9 seconds or something after the leaders of the old run came out of pit road and began eating down the lead of the 60 car. Is there you see Caleb Paul. Definitely able to see. Let's go on board with him right now. He's catching him. He can see it. As we are failing in the broadcast here. As we are still on this really long green flag run DK, how long has this green flag run been going on?
We're approaching 40, 50 laps now, actually, and I don't anticipate a caution the rest of the race. We're far too spread out.
As long as no one lays down anything in the track or spins and gets in the way, this might be our developing story here.
Get a
As
nice, get a nice green run to the finish here. I actually really want to see how this deal turns out with Stanley on the tire strategy.
Ryan Williams is way back there.
This doesn't seem too bad.
So there we hear Caleb Paul discussing about the tire strategy here in the tire wear. So you see Ryan
Yeah,
is there, but not quite there.
yeah, I'm not sure why Ryan dropped that far back. I mean, let's see here, we're probably due in about 10, 15 laps
So there you
for
see
another set of stops.
no contest there. So you see the 80 just drive straight around the 60 car like it wasn't even there.
Oh, we have a yellow. We have a yellow.
Caution flag in the air. You see puffs of smoke on the front straightaway. Not
Oh, never
sure.
mind. False alarm.
False alarm, everyone. It's okay. We are good. We are green flag racing.
False alarm. Caleb had yet another stoner moment as an admin.
As we don't want too many of those. We already have enough of those in the broadcast already. As
Coming from you.
speaking about stoner moments, when was the last time you had Taco Bell?
Actually, last night.
Oh, I'm surprised we haven't heard huge farts over the broadcast yet.
Actually, I've been fine over the last month. Anyway, Wetz is now leaving the pit area. I would anticipate the 60, maybe once Ryan gets around him to make his last stop. And the 71 has a black flag, probably speeding.
As we're coming around here to 20 laps to go. There you see Caleb's long lead. I don't want to
Okay,
say
we're
how
coming to
long it
30.
is. Oh yeah, we are coming to 30 to go. Okay, well, 10 extra laps, woohoo. 10 more than what I thought.
And like I called it, here comes the 60. Oh no, he missed pit road.
Oh, as Chris Wetz is hard into the wall, in the backstretch wall, and
And Caleb says caution this time. Yep, we now are under caution.
not sure how that's going to play out for the 60 car
Actually,
there.
actually explains why the 60 didn't come in. I think the caution was out. Oh God, what happened to Wetz? Uh, oh, he had a huge overcorrect. Carson Downs would be absolutely pleased.
Let's see his best Carson Downs, Michael McDowell impression. Oh, he's sideways. He's sideways again. He's hard into the outside wall. He's smoking. He's spinning down the track. And he's driving straight into the backstretch wall. I'm not even sure what's going on there.
Well, this changes everything. Kind of disappointed. I really wanted to see how that tire strategy would work out for Jeremy.
So there you see everybody a taker on pit road. I believe everyone's going to be taking 4 tires here. You'd be a fool if you didn't.
The 25 will be awarded the lucky dog, free pass, whatever you want to call it.
There you see
The eye dog.
everyone coming around to the left side of the car here. Caleb Paul's going to win your drive off pit road, followed by Ryan Williams in second place and Jeremy Stanley in third, and the rest are on Gilligan's Isle. Oh, that was maybe some Taco Bell coming up in the broadcast. Not sure if y'all heard that. But, oh, god damn. Okay, hold on. DK, take over the broadcast really fast. I'll be right back.
Sounds like somebody got awarded dinner. Anyway, with the Lucky Dog, Micahs will be back on the lead lap. The only car left on track that's not in the lead lap will be the 4 of Jared Stewart, who is 2 laps down. Normally under normal circumstances, I would say go and take the wave around, but with the tires here, it would not work out very well. 41's back in. He's spun on pit road. Coming out that last lap, he's probably coming to get new tires. Fuel mileage is going to be out of the question. And next time by, we'll be going back green. Be very interesting to see. This is basically a shootout at this point. With 20 coming to 27 to go when they get the restart here, I would anticipate normally what I would do in this situation if I were Ryan or Jeremy, chill for until probably around 15 to go. Try to stay within a relative striking distance, and then once you get within that maybe 13, 15 to go range, start working your way up to the leader.
As I have returned and recovered, if my lower intestines could give me an apology, they would owe me one.
Oh, jeez.
As green flag is in the air, there we see Caleb Paul out to a huge lead again. As the 28 and the 60 are going to battle side by side, that's going to let the 80 get out a little bit. And we're side by side throughout the pack here. So there you see Caleb already stretching the gap.
Now, Caleb is smart. He won't get too big of a lead till he needs it.
And there you see the situation between Ryan Williams and Jeremy Stanley being settled out here. That's going to let Ryan be able to focus on driving his way back to that 80 car. We saw him run faster than the 80 during that one green flag run, but then Caleb got it all back. Not sure who the better driver at conserving their stuff is going to be here. It might be a balance coming towards the end here between saving your stuff and running fast, because you never know, there might be another caution coming out.
Well, with how we saw Ryan and Caleb race about 30 laps ago, I would not be shocked if that gets even more aggressive and it could cause a caution.
As we have people wondering where Danica is at the moment. Or wondering if we could talk about Danica. We'll talk about Danica. Danica... Go ahead.
If anything, she's probably making Stenhouse's dinner right about now.
And back to the action here. The 80 Caleb Paul extending his lead, as Danica might be extending her dinner to Stenhouse. I don't even. We're done with that.
You failed at listening, I think.
Yes, I probably failed at a lot of things there. I really failed at thinking, as that's not something that Caleb or Ryan are doing right now. I'm sure there's a battle going on in their mind. Do I save tires? Do I burn them all up trying to catch the other guy? Do I try to burn them off running away from the other guy? We don't know what's going through their head. We could ask them, but I don't want to ask the leader our in-race reporter Caleb Paul during a green flag run. That would be horrible if he lost because of it. So we're just going to let it all settle out here and unfold, and we'll be as surprised as you guys are with whatever the outcome is. Still don't know what's going to happen. It looks like Caleb Paul might be the stronger guy this race, this run, just like he was last run, but we know Ryan Williams is fast. We know Jeremy Stanley's fast.
Don't count Stanley out. He may have fallen back early, but that was just doing tire strategy right there. Caleb seems to be flexing his muscle right now, though, and that might be a little too early to get that big of a gap. Gonna push your tires too hard as we're coming to 20 to go.
I'm not sure. Everything seems to be settled back out here. Don't know if we're going to get another caution flag. It took us, 60 laps for our last caution flag to come out?
We get a caution. It's going to be under 10 to go.
At that rate, I'm not sure if there's even going to be one here unless someone makes a move.
Let's look at times at the line. 30.75 for Caleb, 30.65 for Ryan, 30.60 for Stanley.
So Ryan might be catching back up to Caleb's draft just a little bit here. Not sure what the gap is, but I believe draft is effective from 0.7 back or something like that.
It's more about a second to second and a tenth.
Nonetheless, Ryan's there. He's getting all that draft. Caleb's leading. He's not getting any draft, but he's got clean air.
The thing is, though, is we're this being a mile and a half, they're probably running chassis 5. It sort of, in a way, nullifies the draft. You still have the draft like normal, but because you're slowing down so much more in the corner, it's who gets off the corner better. Not just getting a pull.
And
It actually might hurt Ryan a little bit once the tires start burning off being behind Caleb.
like you said earlier, Caleb flexing his muscles, especially coming off the turn. You see him pull a nice wide arc coming out of the turn. Could he be getting on the gas too much and driving it too hard around the turns?
If he's pushing it, we're going to find out here in about 5 to 7 laps because they'll start reeling him back in. One kind of surprise right now, the 41 of Corey Spencer has kept up with this group, but it's actually slowly starting to pull up to the back of Stanley.
Might want to keep our eyes on him as he's going to go down low.
He's looking. Ooh.
He's going to think better of it. He's going to drop in behind Jeremy Stanley. Maybe next turn, maybe he's going to get a run down the back straightaway. No, false alarm.
Seems like he's got a little bit of a side-to-side right there, too. I don't know if it's just me or if it is him.
Nonetheless, he's hanging it out there. He wants to get that pass done, but he's going to drop a couple of car lengths here behind Jeremy Stanley. The gap between, or all the gaps really between second through fifth here are pretty much equal. We see, who is that, Nick Baker? No, not Nick Baker. Is that Nick Baker?
In the 9, yeah.
Smiling Bob.
He could be a sleeper. He tends to be better on these mile and a half races. I know Texas is basically his best track, and Atlanta's a sister track to that, minus the tire wear.
And Atlanta, I believe, is his home track. Driver from somewhere in Georgia. Or no, is he from Florida or is he from Georgia?
He lives in Georgia at least.
He's from Georgia.
It's a little bit ironic. Atlanta's his home track, but his better track is Texas.
Maybe he's getting him confused. Maybe he's thinking he's at the wrong track.
God forbid he has a Michael Waltrip moment. I may have to run and hide.
Not sure if that was directed towards me or Baker there, but I'll take it like it was directed to Baker. That would be horrible if Baker had a Waltrip moment. But hopefully he does better than Waltrip here. Maybe he should forget and think we're at a super speedway here. He might get a victory if he's pulling a Michael Waltrip. Our lap update for the
Anyway,
5 minutes here is lap 87 of 98, which is going to give us 11 laps to go. 12
11
laps
to
to
go at the
go,
line.
11 to go at the line.
And I'll tell you, time is slowly starting to run out for Ryan. Caleb's kind of maintained that gap, and Ryan will kind of pull up a little bit and then pull back to where that gap originally was. Even if he does save tires, he's still got to get the job done and pass him on the bottom, because when you're racing side by side, that high line, middle line seems to have a little bit more of a go.
As it's like there's an elastic band connecting the 28 and the 80. We've seen that all race, really. I mean, it's been a pattern that's been coming up. The 80 will pull out to a considerable lead, and then Ryan will gain a couple of tenths here and there, and then lose those over the run. As we see, it might be one of Ryan's gaining moments here.
Half a tenth, though, and we're coming to 9 to go, so it's got to start gaining a little bit more than that. Oh, let's see here. Caleb looks like he got a little bit tight in the center. Ryan got a little bit of a run.
That's going to be Draft City right there.
0.03 of a second difference. It's just not enough. He's got to start picking off by about a tenth. A little over a tenth.
We're going to have
Stanley.
8 laps to go at the line.
Stanley seems to have backed off. I don't know what's going on with him, but looks like it's going to be down to a 2-horse race. That time, Caleb was actually faster than him by about half a tenth.
There we see that pattern continue. Maybe we need the Wicker Bill. Something that Ryan's been wanting. But not sure that he'd be... Well, he might want it now. Because
to be honest, not sure how the Wicker Bill would react on a non-super speedway, but Ryan really gained a lot on Caleb that time. Caleb dropped like a rock that lap. To see if it was just a momentary lapse or if he actually starting to finally get tight. The closer we get here toward the finish, the more and more I think rules number 1 and 2 are going to be enforced very soon.
We've seen early on that these guys aren't afraid to brawl. We might be setting up a brawl here, as next time by we're going to have 5 laps to go. This is going to get interesting. Don't know whose race it's going to be right now. Could we see a little Montoya Tony Stewart thing going on here?
And remember, Ryan does have the championship locked up now, so he can go all out and go for the win here. He's got to run. Yeah, Caleb's starting to lose the handle on the car.
So we see Caleb pull a giant block. He's not going to let him have it easy. He's going to be making that bumper as wide as he can. Ryan knows that.
Yeah, you won't see it really in 3 and 4, but watching 1 and 2 here, you see Caleb start to just basically stop in the center of the corner. That's the tires going off right there, and Ryan just waiting for the right opportunity to make a run. There he goes again. Huge run this time. He's going to take it to the outside. He's got the outer line. That actually might do it. Caleb's going to go all out on it, but I think that might do it.
Caleb might have room to slide up. He's going to slide up and block Ryan Williams.
There, actually. He drove it in there and it's stuck.
And if he does that for these remaining, 3 laps here.
Coming to 3 to go at the line, or 2 to go at the line, actually.
Caleb might be sitting pretty right now, but we know Ryan might have the faster car.
It's not a matter of if Ryan does have the faster car. It's a matter of just getting around Caleb now.
He might not have enough time to do it, but you never know. Coming to 2 laps to go.
At this rate, Ryan's going to only have one shot at him. Actually, it looks like Ryan's starting to slightly overdrive one. He gained in the center, but he didn't gain that center off that he had been gaining off of 2.
There you see the margin, less than a car length.
Oh, yeah, here we go.
This is going to be it. White flag lap. Could be either guy's race. Could be third place's race if these guys race too hard. Looks like Ryan Williams is going to fall back here. Time's running out. He's got to get a good run down the backstretch, and it looks like he does. He's going to close up a couple of car lengths on Caleb Paul.
He did, but he tried to back up the corner too much to get too big of a run. It's not going to be enough, I don't think.
Oh, he's going to have the run on the outside. Oh, and he gets into the wall. He's keeping his foot in it. They're going to be side by side coming down, and it's going to be Caleb Paul taking it.
Caleb by a car length. Ryan did what I think it was Gordon did in the fall race at Atlanta and just tried to nail the throttle when it wouldn't stick.
You see the right side damage on Ryan Williams. They're going to give each other a little congratulatory bump, as I would too if I was racing like that. Here comes the 60 up into the mix. All those guys.
That'll conclude the season. Ryan has won the championship. Winner Bennett Fashion tried to go for the win as well. So we'll see the traditional championship and race winner double burnouts here on the front stretch. Shortly after these burnouts, we'll go ahead and have some post-race interviews.
Definitely be interested to see what was going through both of their minds. I wouldn't want to miss that. Miss us asking, because hell, I don't know what happened. And there we see Ryan doing the Alan Quickie lap. Your championship winner. And runner-up to the last race of the season. The man this race. Caleb Paul, he's going to take it around the Goodyear, or the Sprint Cup trailers, whatever they are. They're yellow.
Now, if I remember correctly, Ryan won the winner Proline series here, so in theory this would be back-to-back Proline titles for him.
As let's see if we can get Caleb Paul in the broadcast booth here.
Hold on.
Hold on, he says. Here we see Ryan getting off the track. They're not going to be using it for a while. So they're going to have a couple of weeks off here, and it's going to be right back to racing. Remember, guys, all next season will be broadcasted, as they've picked up sponsorship from You Are Hollywood, We Are Hollywood. I think it's
You Are Hollywood.
You Are Hollywood. And, Well, Caleb, you sure made it exciting coming down to the finish here, making me scream. What was that strategy there on that last run?
It was to try and save my tires the best I could, but man, my tires were completely gone at the end. I tried my damnedest to hold off Ryan because he tried to pass me a lot, but he just couldn't do it about wrecking me.
We were watching you. Do you think you may have flexed your muscles a little bit too much early on in that run, trying to build up that lead?
Probably could have saved a little bit more on my tires just so I had a little bit better car at the end because my car really dropped off with about 7 laps to go.
Now, Caleb, how long has it been since you've gotten a victory in Proline?
Oh man, it's been quite a long time actually. I'm pretty happy because I barely ever win Pro Line Series, and I guess tonight was just a good track for me to race at.
And that is due to the tough level of competition, correct?
Oh yeah, there's about 4 or 5 guys always, are always up there and hard to beat. So it's pretty hard to win a Pro Line.
Now, is there anyone special you'd like to thank that made it happen this race to get the victory?
Uh, Not really. Besides me going to Wendy's 10 minutes before the race and getting a Baconator.
Baconator, the Fuel of Champions. Caleb Paul, everyone. Let's see if we can get our championship winner, Ryan Williams, in the booth for a quick interview. Ryan Williams, this is Dylan living in the booth. Congrats on your championship. Was there anything you tried to do different going into this race, or did it all just kind of fall in place like clockwork?
No. I mean, it was basically just to try to stay up front the entire time. I knew in the beginning we were more likely to have cautions, which my prediction came true. And then I just was ahead of everything, so I got lucky, I guess.
Now we watched you. Do you think you burned off your tires a little bit too much that one green flag run, which caused Caleb to catch back up to you? Or
No, I was saving it, and I sort of proved that point because we were pretty much battling back to back before we went on pit road, so I was saving it just as much as he was.
now, one thing I always like to ask our championship winners, obviously this is your second championship in a row.
Yep.
How are you going to be able to carry that momentum into next season like you did the previous season into this season?
I'm hoping to carry it quite well. F&B Racing, my team, has acquired Josh Chin and Jack Strosky for the F&B Racing team next season in Proline, so we're looking to sweep all three top positions next season. So hoping to carry this momentum over to the team, not just myself.
As we saw with Josh Chin, he was definitely there for the last race of the season, but unfortunate that he got caught up in that deal early on. That were you afraid that might have happened to you?
Yeah, that's why I tried to stay out in front because I knew, based off some of the stuff I saw in practice, that we were more likely to have a caution in the opening lap. So I figured I'd just be ahead of everything, and that's what happened. I actually questioned Chin on his pit call because he decided he would stay out and lead a lap, and then he would go in and pit. And I asked why that was because I knew he would be put in jeopardy with putting in the back there. But I guess that's the fatal call.
Definitely bonus points can be the deciding factor, but in this case it was the deciding factor in the opposite way. Ryan, is there anyone who you'd like to thank for all their
Yes,
hard work?
yes, I'd like to thank all my boys back at the shop. I'd like to thank my brother for being my brother. I'd like to thank Jesus for being my idol. And Michelle Bachmann, please run for president. Kill the devil Hillary Clinton. Thank you.
All right, a very interesting interview by Ryan Williams there.
Also, I'd like to thank my pit crew. They're all black people. That's just coinky dink.
All right, let's see if we can get the Shermanator down in the booth. Why not?
I'll go. I'm gonna go drink some Haviland. So I'll be on Sports Center drunk on Haviland. I'll talk to you guys later.
The Shermanator. This is Dylan Livick in the booth. I saw you watching.
Yeah.
How was the broadcast? Did you enjoy it?
It sucked. I mean, it was really good. It was real good.
That's great. All right, let's try to get Jeremy Stanley down here. Jeremy Stanley, we saw you pretty much there, but not quite there in this race. God, I'm sweating here.
Ow. What do I say?
Dr. Molly,
You're just talking to Jeremy. I mean, there's nothing special.
All right, Jeremy. Well, we've heard you got a ride with FMB next season. Hopefully the momentum will continue for all three of you on the team. Is there going to be any advantage being part of FMB next season that you didn't get this season?
Actually, I don't even think it's official. I mean, I still have to do some talking, but yeah. I mean, if I do go over there, a great team, and hopefully it'll bring good luck.
Is there anyone you'd like to thank?
Well, I ran urhollywood.com as a sponsor today. I know they're watching, so I'd like to thank them for putting a logo and a design on my car. And thanks for Steve Rada for hosting me, being a part of his team, and thanks to Big Evil Racing. He does some great work over there at BigEvilRacing.com.
All right, well, congratulations on your third place finish, I think.
Yep, that'd be third.
Yeah, third place. Yeah, you got third place. Congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
And everyone, this has definitely been an interesting broadcast to do. We saw some unfortunate things happen
Coney
early on,
2012.
like Coney 2012, but worse with Chin 2013 getting wrecked in the back there. And hell, we might see killer whales next season, so you guys might want to tune in. But for today, I'm Dylan
David
Livegood,
Cone Foundation.
alongside with everyone else here at Solstice Racing, DK, and the Shermanator, and Caleb Paul, and Jeremy Stanley, and Nick Baker, and Chris Wetz, and Corey Spencer, and Jack Strosky, and Jared, Steve Rada, all those guys, Baker. Oh, we already said Baker. But for all those guys, we're going to sign off, and we hope to see you.
Support your local short track.
Ralph Allen
That's right. Have a good night, y'all.